The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Names have been changed to protect the innocent. David and his wife decide that they're going to do some construction to their home. They're going to do some beautiful landscaping, and they're going to the centerpiece is going to be a staircase, a beautiful 6 steps leading up into their home. They hire someone to do the job, and one day he decides to start to work. He's digging up and breaking some of the stones and who knows what, and he calls up David and he says to him, "Listen, I need you to give me $10,000 cash in order that I can go ahead and get the supplies and get this going. I'd love to. I can't wait to get this, to start working on it." So he calls up his wife, and his wife says to him, "What do you need?" He says, "Yeah, you got to give the guy $10,000. He needs to, to be able to get the work done." And she goes, "Doesn't sound right. $10,000 cash up front doesn't really make any sense." But he says, "Come on, please, trust me, it'll be okay." And, even though she didn't have a good feeling about this, against her better judgment, she gave the guy $10,000 cash. The guy looked at her, laughed in her face, got in his car, drove away, never to be seen again. This guy just made off like a bandit with $10,000 cash. Needless to say, that evening's dinner was not exactly what we would call the optimal Shalom Bayis meal. Oh my goodness. What could they do though? They're stuck. And now they still need steps because the guy broke up what was there, and they end up having to put in only 2 steps. That's it. 2 steps. And gone are the beautiful 6 steps leading up. All right. What could you do? A few years later, this guy, David, is a very helpful guy, loves Yidden, loves Jews, loves to help. And there was a guy who broke down on the side of the road. He stops on the highway on the side of the road to help him. And as he's helping him, he's down on his knees, helping him with his tire, whatever it may be. There was a tractor trailer that was coming down. The guy fell asleep and unfortunately ends up running over David, running over his leg and severing his leg. Emergency medical comes down. They take him, ambulance. They bring him to the hospital. His leg, emergency surgery. There's a lot to the story, but I'm cutting to one particular nakuda. And after Baruch Hashem stabilizing him, which was a life-threatening surgery, he survives the surgery. They say, "Okay, now it's time to get ready." After he's finally stable, we're going to transfer you to physical therapy. 10 months in a facility. And he grabs his wife and says, "You can't do that. You can't let them take me. We have little kids at home. We can't have this. Can't have it to be that I'm going to go off right now for 10 months. Well, how can I do? We have a baby. I can't be away from the family for so long." So she turns to the doctor and says, "No, we'd rather just do it in our home." And the doctor's like, "In your home, lady, your husband needs physical therapy. He needs a hospital bed. He needs equipment. He needs physical therapists. He needs surgeons to check on him. How are you going to get this done?" She said, "We'll do it. Just give me a list of what I need." So they go through it, and they end up through donations and through paying and through insurances, getting everything that they need in their living room. There's only one problem. How are you going to get a surgeon? Baruch Hashem, walk into any Orthodox shul and say, "Doctor!" See how many people turn around. Someone in the neighborhood was willing to come check on him either every day or a couple of days a week, right? But before he goes to work after shul, come check on him and see how he's doing. And the doctors and nurses, they say, "Okay, this is your call. This is what you want to do. You got it. Just sign over here." And right before she signs, the nurse says, "Wait a minute, I forgot. In New Jersey, there's a state law that you're not allowed to have somebody go through rehabilitation in some sort of center at home if the house or the facility has any more than 2 steps leading up into the house. How many steps do you have going into your house?" She said, "Don't worry about it. We're okay. We only have 2 steps. Unbelievable. A few years early, they get totally ripped off. They lose the opportunity to have this beautiful staircase. Baruch Hashem, a little silver lining, a little kiss that the Rebbeinu Shalom has set up, that he's able to go ahead and do the physical therapy, be with his family, and Baruch Hashem today, he is doing incredibly well, b'nisei nisim. We go through stuff in life. Sometimes it can be incredibly challenging, and we wonder why in the world would this happen. Little do we know, this may be the very best thing for us. Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org